Oh, Lordy. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. It is 2024 and it is an election year, a very important election year, mainly because of the candidates who are running. Okay. We have a candidate who is actually telling us that he wants to be a dictator. And I'm not sure if people know what that means in today's society. I think the young people, I'm not sure, to be honest, because the truth is if people knew what that meant, he wouldn't even be the candidate running on that side. Like everybody would have been like, whoa, what? And they would have just chopped him off at the, you know what I mean, at the ankles. They would have just chopped, he shouldn't have been able to get as far as he's gotten if people knew what that means. So the game they're playing is, hey, the other side is have cheated, stolen, and look what they're doing, right? Look at gas prices. Ooh, look at gas prices. And then they say, well, look at the price of food. And they blaming it on the government. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So I'm not sure how many people are gonna show up for this. We'll get more into detail, maybe when we have more people during the weekend where, we have some of the men come. But if you really want to know what's going on and you really want to make a informed decision, then I'm going to do throughout this year, we're going to talk politics at least once a week. Okay. But today, I think I said I'm focusing on the executive branch, right? Is that what I put in the title? So we're going to look at the executive branch. The executive branch, that is the president. Well, in fact, I'm a, I'm not going to just speak. I'm going to share, right? Because I was just going to tell you what I know. But why I do it that way? Because I think when I do it that way, people don't believe me. They'll be like, she don't know what she talk about. You know why? Because I'm a woman. You know why? Because I'm a black woman. You know why? Because I don't know. Because I'm older, which makes zero sense. Because there was a time when they was teaching us things that they knew would be helpful to the country. And then they decided, oh no, these people know too much and it's not really helpful. So they decided to stop teaching certain things. They decided to stop teaching certain things because if you don't understand that you, the people, we, the people, we are in control, then they can take control and make you just bow down. But we, the people, are in control. We're supposed to be in control. You need to know how you're in control. Because if you don't know, then you're not in control. What's the sense of being at the wheel if somebody else is controlling, right? If the car is an electric car and it drives itself, then what in the hell are you even sitting at the wheel for? You know why? Because they make it seem like you are in control. You thinking you controlling your life, but they control your life. And the only reason they control your life is because you let them. You bought that electric car that drives itself. I'm not talking about it being powered by electric. I'm talking about the the idea that it drives itself. You decided to allow it to drive itself. And when it drives, it could take you anywhere. There's dangers in a lot of things that are being created, but we're not gonna go into all of that, right? What we're gonna talk about today in this moment. I'm not sure how long this stream is gonna be because I'm not gonna let it continue to be 12 hours. Soon as I stop talking about politics, I'm gonna restart and do another one, okay? Because I think this what I'm gonna do in this video is important. Okay, this is not no fuck it up challenge video. This is what we need to know. Because for real, this year, if you are over the age of 18, you should vote. If you're not registered to vote, please register to vote because I'm telling you, it's so important. And it doesn't matter who you decide to vote for. It does matter, but it doesn't matter to me who you decide to vote for, right? Um, but but black people, there is no reason for you not to vote unless you cannot vote, which is sadly going to be a lot of black males between the ages of 18 and 45. And there was a reason for that. There's a reason why they target our young black males. There's a reason for that. And this is the reason, politics. You have to go back in the future, in history. In history, you have to go back in history and you will know what I'm talking about when black men was heavily in politics. And you will see what was happening to the country. And then they decided, oh no, no. These people fought for years and years and years to make sure we can't vote. And now we are electing to just decide not to vote. And yes, they put little things in our way to stop us from doing it. But okay, you let them know you can't stop me. You let them know that we're going to stand here. We have to stand here and we're going to vote till where they decide, okay, it don't make no sense to even try this anymore because then they'll start doing the right thing, possibly. When they realize that they can't no longer not include us. They need to now include us, and the way to include us is to try to provide for us. They got one side who don't want you to vote or anything. Everything they put in policy is against black people. And some and every few will say, oh, I benefited from that. Yeah, you will probably benefit from either side to a degree. So the weirdest thing for me is when I heard people say, I benefited. No, you didn't benefit. They give you $2 today and take $10 from you tomorrow. You remember when you got the $2 though. You sure remember that $2. Some of you didn't even get the $2, but you heard other people say they got $2. You didn't even see it. But then you start repeating what they repeated. Oh yeah, I made more money under so and so. Oh, did you make more money under so and so? Yeah, I made more money. How? What are you talking about, black people? Most of us do not file a long form doing our taxes. We do that easy form, that short form. You're not writing off anything. And if you didn't write off anything, then you didn't benefit. The unadulterated fucking lies that come out of these black men's mouths. Remember, they was talking about they make 6 figures. And oh, I benefited. Yeah, you know what they would do, why they were doing that? So they could look good to other men. They wasn't even trying to be 6-figure earners for the women, ladies. These men sitting trying to look good for other men. And if you, it's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're doing the work. What's the sense of you lying? What's the sense in lying? But anyway, let's get to the facts. I'm about to share some things. I'm not gonna just talk out my ass. We're just gonna go through what it is. Okay, we're just gonna go through what it is. If the politics conversation isn't for you, that's cool. Nothing wrong with it. I'll see you doing another stream. Okay, we're gonna talk about the executive branch. Okay, the executive branch. What is the executive branch? Oh Lordy. Give me a second. I have to pause
Lolly,
this.
lolly, lolly.
Where is it? It is 2020. Okay. The executive branch. So you see, executive branch definition. And we're going to go to the, we're talking about government. Remember, we're talking about government. First, let's go through the branches of the U.S. government. Okay. There's 3 branches of the government. This is important for you to know. They have 3 branches so they could keep things as balanced, where no one branch has ultimate power. This is to make sure we don't have any kings or queens or dictators, as I should put it, because you can have kings and queens today, and I guess they don't have any power at all, which means they're just there for the sake of, the sake of just being there. But anyway, we don't have a dictator. What is a dictator? Well, God, look, I'm gonna be running all over the place. Let me write that down. Okay. So I'll go there. But I want to, a dictator, just based on a short definition, is someone with ultimate power. They have ultimate power to do whatever they want to do. Okay. Do whatever they want to do. And there's nobody to check them, correct them, or give them, tell them that they can't do anything. Okay. Here in our country, we are a democracy. Okay. And so, in order to do checks and balances, which pretty much means it's not about your money, your credit cards, and stuff like that. It's so one branch of government could check another one by saying no or yes to something that they want to do. And it balances, and to make sure that we don't end up with a dictator. But the last president, not the current one, the last president showed us how checks and balances could go off. It actually, the way it's set up, it should not be able to ever have a dictator rise out of that, right? But he showed us exactly how that could happen, which is a bad thing, but it's a good thing too. It's a good thing because we can correct it. But if we do not correct it, then it's a very bad thing. Once we see what the issues were, and we don't go and fix those type of things to ensure that this can't happen again, if we don't correct it, then it's a very bad thing. It's almost like if I go rob a bank, right? I robbed the bank. I tried to rob the bank. I was successful at robbing the bank. or at least about to walk out the door with all the money, right? I'm about to walk out the door with all the money. Everything was damn near perfect, but I just didn't make it, right? I may have opened the door, walked a few steps out the door, and then I was caught, right? When that happens, what do you think the banks do? They learn from what just took place. They learned that, ooh, we can't allow this, that, and the third to happen because they almost got away with it. They almost got away with it. So this is what's going on in our country today. Somebody almost got away with running off with our democracy. In fact, a lot of people was involved in that shit. Like a lot of people was laughing at first. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, it ain't that serious. A lot of people was like opening the doors up and say, come on in and take the money. He don't really want to take the money. He's just joking about taking the money. So when he's joking about taking the money, when he walks in the bank, they gonna walk up to him and shake his hand, give him paper towels so he could throw to the people. You know what I mean? And then he gonna say, "Where's the vault?" And they gonna be like, "You know where the vault is. Would you like me to show it to you?" And they're gonna show him the vault. They're not gonna realize what has taken place until it's way too late. Lots of people prove that. And if y'all don't believe that, listen to that January 6th goddamn indictment. Go and listen to January 6th and see how many people was right there with him. They was right there with him until he called them up. And he's like, hey, John, I need you to find me 11,600 votes. You need me to find what? Are you serious? Yes, yes, yes. We say, well, I need you to find me this. Some of y'all may have not watched any of that. I know y'all, most of y'all didn't read it, including myself. Maybe that's a read we need to do one of these months this year and read through that document. We don't have to read it though. You could go and look at what happened. Okay. The only reason this man, when he lost, this man tried to steal the election by claiming that somebody stole the election while he was the one trying to steal. It's almost like I come into the bank and I say, hey, that man over there just stole $1 million. And while they're looking at him, I'm trying to grab the $1 million myself. I'm the one who tried to steal, but I claimed that they stole. This shit is so important. I can't believe I'm doing this myself. But anyway, let's get to this. So there's 3 branches of government, and they are checks and balances, right? The reason why that shit failed last time is only because people in different areas and branches, they went along to get along. They went along to get along. So you have the legislative branch, you have the executive branch, and the judicial, right? So who is the legislative branch? Well, that would be Congress. But let me read it. Let me read it the way they got it set up, so I don't, because I'm just ready to tell you, because I know, right? But I know if I don't show it to you, people won't believe me. They won't believe me because I'm a Black woman. Even if I was a Black man, they wouldn't believe me. Black people, anyway. I'm not, look, if I was doing this for white people, baby, I wouldn't have to really do this. There's a certain group of white people who are not going to listen to me at all. Zero, period, none, because I'm Black, right? And then they got another crowd of the people in the world, in this country, who will listen to me and anybody else as long as they know what I'm saying sounds correct, because they already know it. And then there's the black community. The black community, the weakest of them all, as they put it. But not only they, we put it that way. It's like we the ones who sit and shit on ourselves, you know, shit on ourselves day in and day night. Black women this, and black men that, and black this. The black back in the day, they was this, they did us this, they did us that, they did, yeah. Shut your ass up and sit down and learn some shit for a moment. Anyway, the Constitution of the United States divides the federal government into three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. It ensures that no individual or group will have too much power. See, I said that without reading this. I remember this shit from dun, 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 that's my function. I forget the name of that shit that used to come on TV when I was very little. I am only a bill when I'm gonna do on Capitol Hill. You see what I'm saying? They used to actually teach this to us when we were very young. But I like that song. Like that's how we know that we learn through music. They used to do that. There was Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and you know what I'm saying? And I don't even know if that shit still exists. But I'm grown and I'm older. My kids watched a little bit of it, and then other stuff started popping up. They had nothing to do with education. Okay. But I'm gonna look for those type of videos so my grandson can watch them. Cause y'all talk about oh shit, oh that they did that. Yeah. A lot of shit, at least people understood. See, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have the instant news, the correct stuff. They shared it, and by the time it got to you, it may have been a while later, or it may not have gotten to you at all, or they only put what they wanted to put on TV, which means you had to read, and even then, listen. Anyway, so executive. I'm sorry, we're gonna go with the. I said I'm gonna talk about the executive branch. And that's what I'm gonna talk about in this video, right? This video is about the executive branch. Why? Because first of all, we need to know all three, but the president is the one that I'm speaking about today. Okay, so the executive branch branch's key roles include the president. The president is the head of state, leader of the federal government, and commander in chief of the United States Armed Forces. Okay, before I go forward, the president is the head of state. What does that mean? That means he's the head. He's he's the person everyone around the world sees. You see, he's just there. He's the person. They may not see you. They may not see me. They don't get to see a black person, a white person, a Latino. They don't get to do that. He is the representation of the United States of America. That's what it means by he's the head of state. He's the one who goes around the world. He's the one that even if you don't go there, they know he is the one. And I think because of that, even in this country, people think that he's in control of everything. No, he's just the person we all see. See, because I've already told you there's three branches. And if there's three branches, that means he don't have all power. And remember, this is the government. Government. Government doesn't control where you work. And government doesn't control the companies in which you may work for. Government doesn't control those prices that that company sets on each and every individual item. And that includes your gas prices, your electric bill prices. That has nothing to do with government, what you're going to learn today in this little clip that I'm doing. Okay? You saying gas prices is high, that has nothing to do with government. When you saw the prices go sky high, that was the market. And the government had to come in and try to get oil and different things to come over, and them companies still could have kept those gas prices high if they wanted to. They just want to make their money. And if they want to make 200% profit, and the cost of oil goes up, then your price go up. But there's no reason for the gas prices to go up. Them people make so much money that even when their barrels cost more money, if they took less of a profit, let's say instead of 200% profit, they decide to take 100% profit, and they can still keep your gas prices low. But no, this is democracy, and this is also where we have what in this country? Where people can charge what the hell they want. If I want to sell a pair of underwear for $1,000 or $1,000,000, ain't nothing stopping me from doing that. See, the only person who could stop me from doing that, really, if this wasn't a democracy and would be the government. But the government don't come in and say, well, you can't charge this for this. You can't charge more than this price for bread and milk. You can't charge so much for fruit and things because we need our people to be able to eat and things. The government doesn't do that. So them people could charge $1,000 for one apple if they wanted to, and nothing can stop them. And you can't then turn around at the government and say, hey, I'm not gonna vote for you because look how much my apples cost. Your apples cost that way because of that company you mess with. Stop buying your apples from that motherfucker country. That's why the government opened it up, opened the market, opened the borders as far as us doing a trade and different things like that. They thought it would be good because, why? Because now in America, the US made products was getting out of control with their pricing. But they were like, oh, look at this company in Mexico. They selling the same apple for $2 a bag, where in America, these American growers want to charge $10 for a bag. And they said, well, since you won't go down on your prices, we're going to open this up. And now the people in Mexico can import, we can import and export, right? We can get them to send us products that's going to compete with the US products. Now, today, some of you may not think, hey, why we open the border? Why we let them do this? That's why. That's why. Because the greed was getting real greedy. The greedy was getting really greedy. And since the government can't tell them not to charge that, the government say, I got one better. This is going to be better for the people. More competition. So guess what? The American companies can no longer compete. But that's their fucking fault. These companies were going wild. But y'all wouldn't know that because you wasn't here. You wasn't born, or if you was a baby, or you didn't care. right? Oh, you didn't care. So anyway, now we got an issue, right? The issue is our own our own U.S. Companies. What they have decided to do is to go overseas. Nothing's wrong with that. They go overseas to make their products. The problem is, though, the government then gave them tax breaks for doing that. Like they thought, well, since we out of the country doing this business, then why should we have to pay taxes? Now, I don't know why the government gave into that shit. You either pay your taxes or you can't do business in this country. But then they said, well, look, we'll keep some of our business in the US and keep jobs going if you give us a tax break. But then they were doing slick shit, right? They're doing slick shit by having the companies here in name only. Some of these companies only have their business headquarters in name only. They'll have an office where they answer the phone, get their mail, and shit like that. But they actually doing the rest of their stuff in another country. So essentially, they don't even have that many people working here in America. Majority of their workers are out of the fucking country. And they still want them tax breaks. So they sell to us, they get our money, but then they don't help the country. See, our issue isn't with each other. Our issue is with these wealthy motherfuckers who greedy. Anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. The president is just the head of the state, the person that's at the head that everybody around the world sees. That's what that means. The leader of the federal government, right? We're going to talk about the leader of the federal government. We're going to talk about that more when I get through all of these, right? Because that even is misleading, right? That just means that they are able to set up these branches, like when Obama or Bill Clinton or even the Bushes, when they put something in place to say, okay, we're going to stop, we're going to go around the world, and when we see diseases popping up and issues popping up, we're going to form a force of doctors and things like that, and then we're going to do all our tests and see what's going on so we can be prepared for something that may come into our goddamn country. That's what they did. They did that. Those presidents did that. They was able to set those up. The president themselves, they could create little branches, little federal government things, and get the money to go there. But there's, like I said, they can't just do that alone. They got to get approval from another branch of government. But we're going to go through that. Okay, so he's the leader of the federal government, the commander-in-chief of the United States Armed Forces. That means he is commander-in-chief. He's the highest ranking officer of the armed forces. He is essentially the top of the Navy, Marines, Army, Air Force, National Guard, you name them, he's in control of them. But there's a catch to that too. He don't have all encompassing power with that neither. Okay? He's really just the head. He's just like with the head of state. He's just the person right there that we all see, that everybody goes to, Mr. President, there's an issue going on, and we need some We need to know what can we do. This is what we suggest. The president take their advisement. The people who know what's going on because they have boots on the ground, they can see what's going on in these different territories around the world. They go to him and say, this is what's going on. They have captured a group of our people behind enemy lines. What can we do? He says, well, what do you suggest? And one of them goddamn colonels or whoever's in control, the highest rank there, who knows what's going on, he said, this is what we would like to do. This is what our options are. This is what could happen that's positive, and this is what could happen that's negative. And the president could give them the okay. Before it goes to the president, though, they have a lot of people that they go through before it even get to the president. Before it even get to the president to make a decision. They got a lot of others, people. Before they can do a strike, they got a lot of other people. Different people sitting around making decisions, looking at how this can look to the world. If we strike, what can it do to our troops if we don't strike? What could it do to our country if we strike? What could it do to our country if we don't strike? And then the president, if that group of people decide to do something that our president need to know about, because it's something that will affect us all, whether just even visually, how other people look at us, the president need to be notified. You see? And the power of the president at that point is he can say with everybody in agreement that, yeah, president, this is what we need to do. We looked at all other options, but we need to strike, because right now they're attacking our people and other people's right now. And if we don't get in there, them people not gonna live. And then we're gonna have to explain to our troops' families why we didn't act. Benghazi. If y'all don't know what happened there. So the president have the right to say strike in an immediate situation. That's if it's immediate. If the decision needs to be made right away, he has the right to say, go forward. And then even then, he mostly won't do that. They'll get him on the phone, and they're gonna get a few Congress people, as many as they can get, and they're gonna talk about that shit. Because everybody know, everybody gonna get a hit behind what is about to happen or not happen. You see? Benghazi, right? So, but this is the kicker. He don't have to bring in no Congress people to do shit. He got 90 days. The president can start a war. He can do a strike, right? While he's doing this strike, Congress can set up whatever they need to set up. But the president got 90 days. He can start a war in 90 days. But while in that 90 days, Congress is pulling together, because they're going to come together and they're going to talk about it. And Congress can say, oh, you got us in this war. We in this war. Now we want you to pull out. And they can make him pull out with a vote. That's why it's important that your local government, see, when we talk about your local government, yes, that's also local, but your local people you put in also. Let me see. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, look. Is it Tuesday? Is it Mardi Gras? Oh. Okay, I'll share that later. Anyway, is it Tuesday, y'all? Is it Mardi Gras Day? Y'all know that's the thing about being away from it sure is Fat Tuesday. But anyway, I'm gonna get through this and we can celebrate some Fat Tuesday later. I was supposed to make a king cake. I forgot. Damn. Okay, anyway, so the president can only do a few things and they are limited, yo. They are very limited. He's almost like the let's say one of those commercials, the you know, that general commercial, that insurance company, or even if we do Progressive, I think Progressive, I'm not sure which, where that lady, we all know that one lady, right? The one lady. Well, she's kind of funny, white lady for one of them commercials. She's like the head of the branding, right? When we see her, we can see her anywhere, and reminded of that commercial company, that insurance company. I'm sorry. Um, the General. There's this another commercial called the commercial for insurance called the General, right? I think General Insurance. I'm not sure. Never had them. Don't know. But every time I see that little man, you know, I think of that commercial. That's called branding. And that's what our president is. He's branding. That's why Obama was the most successful as far as the people around the world. Obama, yeah, Obama is still, when if Obama go to another country, them people line up to go and see a man who was in control of a whole nother country. His branding, baby, was awesome. He go to Africa, and them African people loved Obama because for them, and for like with us black people, right? He was branding that a black man could achieve something so high. And since it was the United States, where they think you could come here and get rich, come to America, get rich. Yes, the branding. That's what these presidents are. Branding the brand of our country. And it's supposed to be brand that we all are okay with. When our president step up and people salute, people in other countries like him, they don't even really know much about the policies because our policies more affects us than other countries. They don't expect health care from our president in their country. They just wonder why we don't have it. Thought they the richest country. They're the richest. And when they find out we don't even have health care, that they don't care about us as individual people, they laugh at us. It's embarrassing. Okay, it's embarrassing. But anyway, that's what our president does. Okay, he has limited power because they do not want any branch to have complete power. They all have their hands in all kinds of things. So the executive branch, that includes the president, the vice president. Let's talk about that. Because I hear people talk about Kamala ain't even doing nothing. What is she even doing? Why is she doing? Well, they said that about all the vice presidents, all of them. They're there with their, and they there on side of the president when they make choices, when they make decisions. Why? Because it's almost like if you in a play and you are what they call the person, like you got biggest role, but you're not the first person. You're the second in case the first person can't show up. In, in case in case the first person doesn't show up, you got the second person ready to continue on what's going on. She gotta know everything that Biden decides to do, how he came to that decision and everything. In case she gotta step in. She needs to know, be able to answer why this, why that, why did he do this, why was that decided. She needs to know that why in case she has to step in. So the vice president supports the president. If the president is unable to serve, the vice president becomes president. The vice president is also presides over the U.S. Senate and breaks ties in Senate votes. That's right. So when she has to go over there to the Senate, if they have a tie, she gets to break the tie. Okay. She also calls them into session. But she's there in case something happened to Biden. Now, I want y'all to think about that for a moment. Okay? Think about that for a moment. I'm not going to, some things I just feel like I shouldn't say because we have so many people that's against us. I'm talking about they have so many of us that's against us. The ones who not smart enough to already know what the hell I'm talking about. My phone just let me see if I can stop this from happening. Okay, so then we have the cabinet. This is executive branch. The cabinet members serves as advisors to the president. They include the vice president, the head of the executive departments, and other high-ranking government officials. Cabinet members are nominated by the president and must be approved by the Senate. And here we go back to a dictator who we had a dictator as president already. This man put people in his cabinet who couldn't even get approval by the Senate because they wasn't able to get the background checks, clearance. And he didn't give a care about that shit. Y'all forgot? That man wasn't playing by the rules. He was making them up as he go. He was bringing the swamp to what he called the swamp. He was bringing the swamp to the swamp. These people couldn't even get clearance. And then, look, the ones who was able to get clearance, as soon as they advised him in a way in which he didn't want, they giving him the truth, he tossed them away. He got another one in to come in. They like, we happy to be here. I'm happy to kiss your ass. Mm-hmm. But as soon as they tried to do their job, he give them a boot. We watch his cabinet get booted. This shit was like better than a TV show called The Gutter House, The Swamp House. They should have called it some shit like that. If it wasn't for being real life, it would have been funny. It would have been funny. Okay? This man didn't want to hear nothing from nobody unless they were saying, yes, you were perfect. Yes, you got the best decisions. Yes, you got the best opinions. Yes, you got the best. Because he always say he got the best this and the best that. And if they wasn't telling him that, if he gave a suggestion like, hey, what you think about bleach being injected? Could the bleach go in and kill the virus? And when people was like, no, people were scared to tell him no. Did you see that woman's face when he said that? Not so much when he said it, because she had her head down, sitting on the side. But when she asked him, when he asked her, I'm sorry, when he looked over to her and said, what do you think about something like that? And she looked up, man, and she was like, she look, oh, Jesus Christ. She knew that could be her last day on the job. She figured I'll go in, I'll help with this crisis because I'm a pro. I know he gonna probably take my advice, but I'm gonna stay away from him and I'm gonna just do my job to help my country. But soon as he wanted to ask her a question after saying that ridiculous shit, in her mind was probably like, oh Lord, what do I do? Do I agree? Do I not agree? What do I do? Oh, Jesus. Because if I don't agree, it's my last day. And if I do agree, then I've caused harm to people when I've taken the oath to do no harm. So I can't lie on his behalf. Jesus Christ. That man was a dictator. We saw people, his own people, he kicked them out. Well, President, I can't say that because it's not true. Oh, okay, you fired. Well, no, I disagree with you because see the numbers right here. Well, remember they start coming up with alternative facts. That one woman, I think her husband divorced her ass. I don't know, he should. Remember when she realized, okay, I can't tell a lie. We just can't tell lies. Trump, we can't just tell lies that people can fact check. So that's when they came up with alternative facts. Now, there was a black man, y'all. He used to be on my panel. And we was cool. He was one of my co-hosts at one point, right? And he was a Donald Trumper before he was entered. Like, I would have arguments with him. I'm like, you don't hear what this man said? He was in the military and everything. Might be still, I don't know. His ass so dumb, though, he was right where he was, in the military. We're not gonna act like just because you're in the military, you're the smartest, right? They got certain sectors of the military, man. That's for that's for the dummies. The dummies who can tote a gun. You could tote a gun and you would have no problem going straight towards the shooting, baby. You just need to follow orders. Do what we taught you and do what we say. Okay? And that's no lie. Less for the people could get in the army. As long as they're able to follow instructions. Okay? I would recommend jailing for the army. Okay? Actually, probably Navy. Navy, because the nigga kind of on the fluffy side. He could get it in the Navy, right? And as long as he's able to follow instructions, like mop them floors and all of that, and say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, and salute and learn how to do all that, he could be in the Navy. He could be in the Army too. Now, the Army, they just need bodies. Bodies that'll throw themselves on grenades when needed. Okay? And the other one, Randy Slocum, on the other hand, now I could recommend him for nothing because that nigga is fat. Okay? Even, and look, you could be fat in the Navy. But, yeah. Randy Slocum is not qualified. Okay? Not just because he's fat. Okay? It's because he's stupid. And he can't follow orders because as soon as he see a light-skinned woman, he gonna tell the military he's not jumping on no grenades because he love her. He might jump on a grenade for her though. In fact, he might throw the grenade his goddamn self just so he can jump on it, just to claim that he protected her. He the one to put it in danger, and then he saved her. Because I love you. Dumbass. Anyway, let me get back on this, y'all. You know, I got to throw in a little joke here and there. Okay, the executive branches also includes executive departments, independent agencies, and other boards, commissions, and committees. Okay, that's the executive branch. Now we're gonna go. I got a little clip for y'all to hear because I know like the less people are here, and some of these dumbass black men. Okay, so I decided that I'll play something a little more visual for them. You know, if well, I'm not gonna name no names. It seems like they got somebody on their ass already that they gonna have to pay for later tonight. It seems. Okay, that's what you get when you mess with people, and then you like doxing people, and then you don't like it when the rabbit gets the gun, huh? You want to be the hunter hunting, and then and then who you was hunting now has the gun. Here we go.
It does? Let's find out. U.S. citizens vote for a new president every 4 years. They choose from a group of people called candidates. These candidates want to become the next president of the United States of America. But not everyone can be a president. There are a few special rules. The president of the United States must be a U.S. citizen born in America, at least 35 years old, a U.S. resident, or someone who lives in America for at least 14 years.
14 years. Now, they got somebody now claiming they want to run, or they was claiming they want to run, but I wasn't sure if they were born in the U.S. I think they trying to get around certain rules. And let me tell you something. We can't be letting these people come over here and change our fucking rules. They come from other countries, live here for a while, and then want to tell us, especially black people, what the fuck to do. And they want to change the rules. They want to be born from another country, but be here for 14 years. You don't get to run for president if you wasn't born here. That's just what it is. Don't let these people change that shit up. We're gonna rewind it a little bit because we're gonna hear that. Okay.
At least 35 years old, must be a U.S. citizen born in America.
Born in America. You must be a U.S. citizen. Okay?
At least 35 years old. A U.S. resident, or someone who lives in America for at least 14 years. When a new president is elected, they become the leader of the executive branch. The president is also known as the commander-in-chief of the United States Armed Forces. The ceremony marking the beginning of a new president's duties takes place in front of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. At the ceremony, the new leader of the country promises to preserve and protect the Constitution of the United States. Then, the new president moves to the White House to live and work. The White House is located in Washington, D.C., which is the capital of the United States. Each morning, the president goes to the Oval Office of the White House to work. One of the president's duties is to sign important papers. These can include bills passed by Congress.
Bills passed by Congress. Y'all got it? Bills are passed by Congress, y'all. The president does not pass bills. Bills are passed by Congress. Okay?
The U.S. president nominates a group of people who will advise and assist him in his duties.
That's his advisement, right? Trump had people who he put on his advisement board, and then he started kicking them off one by one. Click, 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 you're gone. Click, 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 you're gone.
Together, these people form the Cabinet of the United States. Ambassadors, Supreme Court judges, and other senior officials are also nominated by the president. The President of the United States travels all over the world to talk to other leaders. Thanks for watching.
And that's what the president does. That's it. That's it. That is it. Yep, that's it. You saw it. It was real quick. Those things, that's it. All that other shit people talking about, the gas price is too high, this is too high, that is too high. That ain't got nothing to do with the president. They ain't got nothing to do with the president. Okay, let's see what else. Maybe there's something else I could talk about. Let's see. I was going to talk about the uh the Constitution a little bit. Okay. Let's talk about a little bit about I guess we'll go here. How each branch of government provides checks and balances. I guess we'll go a little bit here, just a little bit. But each branch of government can change acts of the other branches. Right? Like let's say the president decides, okay, we have to go to war real quick because there was a decision made. Usually, like I said, he does because he's not in the armed forces. He's not just coming and deciding to go to war with people. Trump is doing that though. Trump is damn near talking about he want to go to war with this person. He gonna stop this. He would do this and do that. How would he do any of that? How would he tell another country what to do with another country? It's just nonsense. When he says, well, that wouldn't have happened if I was president. What do you mean? It happened in the middle of the night. Even that country didn't know those people were about to invade in. So how was Trump gonna stop? Huh? Trump would have been like, they ain't got nothing to do with us. People would have been mad about it. And then remember, when the U.S. get involved in something, it's not just dust. It's the union, the UN, the UN. Did I say the union? I said the union, the UN. Okay, that's everybody who agreed to be a part of this system of committee, right? Where they come together and they sit and they make decisions. And it's a lot of countries involved. Okay. And if they decide, okay, those two countries are going to war, how does it affect all of us? And could we help them resolve it if it's not beneficial for all of us? Our news will make it seem like the U.S. is just getting involved just out of the blue. No, it's not just us. It's other countries too. Okay. And they make and they make a decision, okay, we're not gonna get involved per se, but we will do the humane Terry thing. We will drop off some food. We'll see what we can do to get our peoples back, right? Because there's some American citizens over there, and they're like, okay, what can we do to what we can give them to get our people back, right? And what can we do to help y'all try to resolve this? We can't go in there fighting them and getting our people back first. That won't even get our people back. That would be ridiculous. Sound like people look at too much motherfucking TV. Y'all think it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is going to pop up with the Avengers and they're going to go and grab them people out of there and then everything going to be good. Like a whole bunch of motherfucking children. Okay? War is war, and people go to war for many fucking reasons. And sometimes we don't be caring, but then when it go off, we got a group of people who family members are over there, and so they then want us all to be concerned. See, I have a different viewpoint on some of that shit, which I think I explained earlier. You can't, and that's why I think to get Americans to give our opinions on certain things when we don't know, then it's ridiculous. But that's what the Republicans brought that shit up because they wanted to be against Biden. So that now I watch Twitter, Instagram, all these people talk about Biden. You're not doing enough. What is Biden supposed to be doing? We gonna send 100,000 troops over there to get involved with a war that has nothing to do with us? And then y'all say, well, there was some Americans over there. We got Americans all over the world. We didn't send them over there. So you mean to tell me if your ass go to one of these countries. You went over there to have fun, spend your money with them. Some shit go around. You expect the Americans to come and get you? Because if that's what you thinking, then you got this world fucked up. If that's what you're thinking we're gonna go to war to come save your ass. You know how many Americans sitting in prisons all around the goddamn globe? All around the globe. May have or may not have done whatever they accused them of. Sometimes our dumbasses go to places we don't know their customs. And you think you could just be an American, right? That's why I like the passport rules. Passport your ass over in other countries. Go ahead. Have fun. Kiss your daddy and your mama goodbye. If you got some sisters and aunties who love you and you love them, kiss them goodbye. They may not see them again. Because if there's an issue in that country, America is not coming to get you, especially when they find out that you on there for sex tourism. You have already committed a crime as far as our government is concerned. Y'all dumbasses get on here and y'all brag about this, that, and the third. But when the CIA knock at your motherfucking door, baby, or the FBI come and pick you up so they can hand you off to the CIA, right? Because FBI is national. That they handle what's done in country. CIA handles what's done outside of country. Anyway, they hand your ass off. The president can veto legislation created by Congress. He or she also nominates head of federal agencies and high court appointees. So if Congress come together and they want to put a bill on the president's desk, he could veto it. Okay, let's see what that means so y'all can know. Let me see. Let's see. Here go one that's short.
In order for a new law to be made in the US, it first starts in Congress. After a bill passes with a majority of votes in the House and the Senate, the bill then gets sent to the president's desk. In order for the bill to become a law, the president has to sign it. If the president chooses not to sign it, he'll send it back to Congress with objections. This is called a direct veto. By this point, Congress can make the bill into a law without the president's approval if both the House and the Senate vote on the bill again with a 2/3 majority vote in favor of the bill. If the House and the Senate fails to vote 2/3 in favor of the bill does not become a law and Congress has to start over. If the president does not sign the bill or send it back to Congress, it becomes law as if it was signed by the president. Another type of veto is called a pocket veto. A pocket veto is when the president does not sign or veto a bill when Congress is adjourned. If this happens, the bill does not become a law. The veto power is a clear representation of checks and balances in the US. If you would like to learn more, check out my video on checks and balances.
Okay, y'all got it? Okay, so Congress, let's say Congress, because usually the majority in the Congress and the Senate, the majority passes. It goes to the Congress, it goes to the Senate, and it passes, right? Just due to the majority. And then it goes to the president. The president, like, nah, I don't like this as is. I don't like this. He kicks it back and he says, no, y'all got to make some changes. They can make changes if they want, or they could try to pass it again. But this time it needs 2/3, right? It needs 2/3 of both the Senate and the Congress. And then it'll become automatically a law. A bill. Yeah, a law. A law. Yeah. Anyway, so there's those checks and balances where it got to go through these groups of people. And the reason why, let me tell you what makes it easy. Like for President, even Trump, Obama, right? Bush, things are easy when the House and the Senate are the same political allies, right? Like if Democrats is running, if the president is a Democrat, the House is a Democrat, and the Senate. If everybody are Democrats, you get shit done easily because everybody, most of the majority of people are the same political party. Right? So with Obama, he was Democrat, but the House, I think at the time, was Republican. And they said they didn't even want to negotiate. See, that's the bad thing about what happened with Obama. It was the idea that they didn't care at all, even if it was a good idea, if it was a bad idea. They had already said we ain't even looking at nothing that monkey put before us. So he had to do executive orders to get shit done. And so when they complained that he had so many executive orders, like there was nothing else he could do. It would have been different if they would have at least put this stuff up. Anything, like, you got to understand, the president can say he gonna do this, that, and the third. Just because he said don't mean he gonna be able to do it. You have to be a part of this. You have to be a part of his team. You have to vote the people in that's going to vote on the side of the person to get the things done that you want done. He can't then say, I'm going to make college free for everyone. And then when you, in your local area, the people you put in Congress, when they're against that, you know they're against it. They're like, oh no, we can't even afford nothing like that. No, that don't even make any sense. Why would we do that? And then you don't even go vote to make sure that person don't get in. You let so because you're not voting, they win, and then when they go and represent your ass, they are firmly against everything the president want to do. You help get the president in, but you didn't help him get the other people who gonna back him to get these things done. You didn't vote locally. You didn't make sure that that man is able to do what he says he's going to get done. So when people say, hey, when people, I hear people say local government, vote local is important. They are right about that. But please don't let the motherfuckers tell you that your president voting for the president is any less important. They are all important. It don't even make sense when they say that shit. It doesn't even make sense. Because federal government overrules state government. Did y'all do know that, right? Now, do y'all not know that? So you're going to vote locally, which you're not even doing. It's even bad. It's just as bad in the reverse. You vote for president, but not local. It's even worse. That's even worse. Because the president, he's up there all by himself, and they trying to get shit passed. He can't get shit passed because y'all just not doing your job. And it don't matter if you're on the Republican side, the Democrat side, or independent. I'm speaking on behalf of everybody. If you are Republican, then you need to vote locally and you need to vote federally. In fact, if you're Republican, you don't need to vote this year. How about that? Okay, that's a little jokey joke, but not a jokey joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, sit your ass at home. Sit your ass at home this year. If you Shit. And look, sit your ass at home and let the November what day that is, 15th or something like that. The 12th. Uh can't think it through right now. I think it's the November. Is it the 12th? It's one of them days. It's somewhere between the 12th and the 15th, somewhere, but I don't know. But anyway, sit your ass at home, baby, and just chill and sip on some tea. Cause look, if it would have been any other year, then I don't think there's ever been a president that that the world, that we felt like this whole Congress and our democracy and everything would fall apart. You figure you get a president that you didn't vote for, they got 4 years, and everybody just go on living their life. That is how it's always been, as far as I can remember. You know, and everything still survives, right? Democracy and everything still goes on. You got 4 years, then you get a reshot at it, and normally they get in another 4 years. You kind of almost know that's how that'll work, right? Um, that's usually how it works. But Trump, he did something that he did something that was outrageous, and he did something that was, what I'm saying, like he tried to steal. I bet you that man, he gonna do whatever he has to do, steal, cheat, rob, murder, and everything to try to become president again. Because first of all, he's a lot of firsts. He should look. He would be a great president if all he cared about is, you got the first, is he's the first to be indicted, the first to be two-time I can't, look, Lord have mercy. He's the first president that I know of to be impeached twice. Okay, two-time impeached, indicted with 91 counts. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's now an on record sexual violent. What is it called? It's not domestic violence. Sexual assaulter. I don't know if that's how you term it, right? He is a sexual assaulter. To be truthful, if we was going based on, because I thought you couldn't run for president if you had like indictments, but and shit, like, not indictments, if you had like I don't want to say jail. I remember one time they were saying that if you have a criminal record, you couldn't run. But that may not have been true though, right? That may be just something they told people because they probably thought it's gonna be hard for you to win once people know that you're a criminal. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if that's true. But this dude, man, they let him get in there. He didn't show his taxes to prove that he was upstanding, up to date with all his stuff. They let that man get away with hiding that shit. They just sentenced the man who put out his taxes. I think they sentenced him to 5 years. I might be wrong on that. I don't know if he had to do 5 years, or it might have been even 5 months. I'm not sure. I guess I could look it up. I don't think it really mattered though. So I hope y'all understand the president. He does not control pricing. And if you want to talk about pricing, cost of things, you have to talk to the whole federal government. You know what I mean? You don't just put that at the president. The president can be fighting an uphill battle if y'all don't do your part to make sure that if you vote one way, you vote that way. I've heard some people say, well, I don't vote. I split my ticket and I vote Democrat, this, that, and that, and Republican, this. And I'm like, well, what do you get out of that? Dumbass. The Republicans are together. The Democrats are together. That don't even make sense when somebody says that. The only thing that is makes sense that once, let's say you are a Republican and a Democrat is in office, you don't not work with them. They run in your area. You still go and to the meetings, and you might, you you have conversations with them. You still give them your ideas on how you think it should be, how certain things should go, and certain bills and certain programs for us Black people. You want a program to be in your area, go and fight for that shit. Like, it's not that difficult. If you got an idea, or if you see something happening in another city, did you know you can adapt other people's ideas if it works well in their city, and you would like something in your city like that? Then you can hook up with them people in another city. And most of those people will give you their ideas. They will be like, yeah, they may even uh link up with you to get it promoted in your city. You might absolutely be able to open a chapter, one of their, how should I say it? Because people call it different things, right? Because if it's for profit, right? But if it's a nonprofit, so it's different ideas. So, oh Lord, let's say you have a nonprofit in Chicago and they have something that helps young Black men, or young men, period, right? Young men, period. I think that and so you see it and it's working, and you link up with them and you say, hey, we do you have something like that in my area? And if not, how, would you like to um help set something like that in my area? These Now, if it's a nonprofit, then you might be, it's not that difficult. Okay. If it's a nonprofit, I'm quite sure they would love to have a chapter in another city. They'll be able to get more money for it. They'll show you how to get get that money. Government money from institutions like banks. Okay. I think when it comes to us, we are limiting ourselves, right? Very limiting. We think that we have to do it ourselves. And even when we give somebody like $3 million, I ain't gonna mention his name, but because he feel like we got to do it ourselves, he don't get no help, and then the shit never materialized. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. Somebody need to file charges against that nigga right there. Okay. That nigga is walking around YouTube and the internet, and with a name that everybody recognizes, right? And shit like that. And that nigga, he shouldn't be able to do that, y'all. It's been 10 years. 10 years and nothing materialized. He could have had, well, anyway, it's so much he could have done. And then there was the people like myself, yo, offering to help. He was like, no, Black women, no. He knows the people who gonna help him. He knows where he got that fucking money from, Black women. But then he told Black women they need to sit down and let him and I guess Black men take care of it. And look where that's gotten you. And if I had given that nigga a dime, I would want my money back. I would send him a PayPal notice to give me my money back, a bill. Okay. I was look, I was there. I'm one of the people who gonna help. I'm gonna put boots on the ground and help you. I ain't got no money just be giving you. I got family. You see what I'm saying? I got family. Shit. But I boots on the ground, be right there supporting you. I don't know why I keep getting it. But anyway, anything else, y'all? We're gonna talk about the other branches of government another time. But I just wanted y'all to know the president is the one that we are talking about right now. If y'all need to know about y'all Congress people that y'all be voting and other things locally, I'm gonna have to do some research myself. I would love to know what these other branches of government are doing. You see what I'm saying? And what their jobs are. I would like to know what some of their jobs are as well. Okay. But let's go look at the Constitution just for a moment. Okay, I did have it up, but I think I taken it down. Let me see. I was on my new laptop. I'm gonna have to so every time I try that laptop, I have problems with it. And the problem is I thought maybe is that I didn't set it all the way up right off the bat. But something's going on with that. So I'm gonna have to give it back. My son bought it for me for Christmas, and the processor, like when I watch a YouTube video, y'all, it paused. It's pausing. So originally I said, well, maybe it's my internet. Let me go and so I did this morning. I went in and did some adjustments. I even changed my internet. Like I have a couple of different um different network names and things like that. I have my network split up into different. So I tried all of them and it kept doing the same thing. So then I did some tests and I'm like, okay, something's wrong with this laptop. So I hope it's not too late. I'm gonna see when he bought it. But I think I'm not trying to get the money back. I just need to exchange it. Like, hey, something wrong with this thing. Okay. So that's what we go. It is an HP, so I'm gonna put it back in this box. Good thing I didn't throw that box away. I got everything to it. Right there. That thing is terrible, y'all. It's so terrible. Like it's so bad. So bad. And I didn't want to do like I remember the first time I tried, I think I told you I finally opened it, but when I went to go, I was like, something was wrong with it. So I just put it to the side. I ain't got time to deal with that. Um uh but this morning I gotta stop these notifications right now. Um how do I do that? But anyway, this morning, right? This morning I said, well, let me hook this up, get this together. Um Mostly it's not even the computer, it's setting up a computer, that's nothing. It's the setting up my browser, with all my passwords and things. Y'all, I have so many passwords to so many things. I know most people just jump online, y'all go to either Facebook, Instagram, and things like that. But I have sites where I purchase things, like I may purchase a pattern, and when you purchase a pattern, you make an account, and they keep the good thing about purchasing patterns online is that if I lose the file, I could just go sign into the account on that site and download it again. Right now, like right now, I don't know what happened with what is it called? Etsy. But I don't see none of the things I purchased through Etsy for the last few years. And I have so many email accounts, but I could swear I know which one I created that account with. And and I can't find it. I don't know. Maybe Etsy did something and decided, okay, they're clearing things out. But Lord have mercy, all the stuff I bought from Etsy, some things I bought from Etsy and I never downloaded it. Like I've liked it, I bought it because it was on sale, and then I just left it there. And now I I'm like, where in the hell is my shit? And so I keep checking all my emails to see which email account that I use. And I'm like, I know I didn't use this one, this one, this one. I'm like, but the one that I know that I use, where is my shit at? Anyway, y'all, I'm rambling. Let's do the Constitution real quick. It was a PDF. I did have it up. I think I had it up on the new computer. So let me look it up on here. U.S. Constitution. PDF. I think it was. If I didn't have to get a PDF, that would be better. But I think it ended up being a PDF. I don't see the weird. It's 52 pages. Used to be able to get, let me see. Okay. Used to be able to get a constitution. Used to be able to go to the library. Can I print? I don't want to print that shit. Can I? Uh, hmm, let's see. Oh, I think I saw it. Well, let's see what this is. I hope this shit ain't download shit, man. You gotta be watching what you click on. If it say exe, and sometimes the will uh download automatically on your shit. Um, what is this? Let me see. This is get this part. The Constitution of America, analysis and interpretation. So they analyzing it and interpret in it for us. But I don't think I want that. I just want it. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not reading all that shit. It's not even that long. The Constitution. Um, when I say we the people, here go. This something say we the people. Let's see what this says. Yeah, I think this might be it, y'all. Yeah, this is it. But god damn, look how they got it written out. Okay, we're gonna look at it though. Let's go over here. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, right? Is that a comma? It got to be a comma, right? Yeah, it's commas. Okay, let me read it a little different. It's a little weird to me, but I gotta make it bigger. Okay, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity to I'm sorry, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. So this is what they're saying is that this is in order to form the United States, right? A more perfect union, um, to ensure that we all have some tranquility, that we all on board with the laws put forward, right? And provide for common defense, right? That would be and promote general warfare. That's welfare. I'm sorry. So for the defense, that's the military and things like that we got going on, National Guard and even the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Okay. And to secure blessings of liberty to oneself and posterity, right? That's in order for people to be able to live and prosper possibly. It doesn't say it's guaranteeing any of that. But anyway, Article 1, all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. So the first thing that they talk about is establishing legislative powers. Okay, legislative powers. That's Section 1, Article 1, Section 1. They right now they talk about Congress. Okay. Section 2, the House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislation. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Let me read that again. Sometimes when I read out loud, it confuses. Let me read it real quickly though. Okay, we know the 2 years, right? Every 2 years, the House of Representatives are chosen. By the people of several states. What? By the people of several states. Okay. And the electors in each state shall have the qualifications. Oh, okay. So they talking about they have to have certain qualifications. No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained to the age of 25. So you have to be at least 25, okay? And who shall not be elected. So you have to be elected, be an inhabitant of that state. Oh, so you have to look, this is the way they spoke back then. You had to be from that state. I don't know if you have to have been born, but it looks like you just have to live there. And I think they have so many years, right? Let me see. Representative and direct taxes shall be appointed. No, not appointed, apportioned. What? Among the several states which may be included within the union.
Mama,
Huh? Hey,
give me the iPad.
Do I have the iPad? Yeah. Good day, baby. How you doing?
Good.
You doing good?
Yeah, I was, but I did go sleep, but I just,
You gotta when you speak, move your lips too, not just your teeth and tongue, okay? So say it again for me.
I just didn't go sleep faster.
You what about sleep?
I didn't go sleep.
You just woke up?
Yeah,
Did you just wake up or you been woke for a minute?
I just woke up.
You just woke up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I could tell you just woke up. Is your daddy awake?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Are you hungry? Did
I
you
just had sausage.
Oh, you had sausage. So you didn't just wake up like you saying. You've been woke a minute. I knew you was woke.
Mom.
Yeah, you
How
woke
did
up and then you ate breakfast,
Mama,
huh?
how did she get this stupid iPad?
I get that different iPad. Your
Yeah.
daddy got that for me for Christmas, but my mom got to return that iPad. It's not working right.
Why did you just get this different laptop?
Your daddy got me that different laptop for Christmas. Okay. Now here go. You can have the iPad. Okay. Are you standing here? If you're standing here, you gotta turn it down. And if you're going in your room, you can do however you want to do it. Okay. If you want to go downstairs, is that where you want to go? And play with your monster trucks?
Yeah.
Did you eat all your food? Put you on some socks? Ooh, my grandson, y'all. Anyway, y'all, ooh, Lord, what was up? So wait, I gotta read this in my mind, y'all. I gotta read it without reading out loud. Let me see. Among several states which may be included. Huh? Shall be oh, they talk about the money, but you see where it says direct taxes shall be a portion in it, right? Among the several states which may be included within. Oh, I'm thinking they talking about federal taxes. That's what it sounds like they're talking about. Because I was thinking, why would my state taxes be used for your state taxes? But they are talking about federal government, so I guess they're talking about federal taxes. Okay. According to their respective numbers, okay, which shall be determined by adding the whole number of free persons. See where they put free persons? Whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years, and excluding Indians not taxed, 3/5 of all other persons. Oh, Lord. The actual within every 10 years. I don't know what the hell they talking about right there. About something about every 10 years. Damn, this is my first time trying to read this, y'all. Now they about to break down. I don't think it was, when did they make the Constitution? Was it before the actual, when all the 50 states, because it says here, New Hampshire shall be entitled to choose 3. Oh, now are they talking about Massachusetts 8, Rhode Island and Providence Plantations 1, Connecticut 5, New York 6, New Jersey 4, Pennsylvania 8, Delaware 1. Oh, they talking about I guess these are our electors, you know how they give from when we vote for the president. Oh no, or are they talking about, wait a minute, let me see what they talking about, y'all. Let me go down here. They might be talking about Congress members, because that's, you would think it would be 1 for 1, right? Like, hey, 50 states, 50 congressmen, but no. So they have, some states have more representation than others, and I guess it's based on the size. But I don't know if that's anyway. Let me see what they're talking about. They talk about representatives and direct taxes shall be proportioned to the states. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. The representatives. See, and then so now this is how we ended up getting how many. But I don't know if it's still this way. I think they shouldn't have put it in here. This, you know what I mean? Maybe they should have said based on how many people, but they may have changed it. But I don't think they could change the Constitution. You see what I'm saying? So if they gave exact numbers, then that's what the arguments are. The argument is, hey, it didn't matter how big Delaware get with people, the Constitution says you only get 1. No person shall be a senator who shall not have attained the age of 30 years. So you could be a representative at 25, but you can't be a senator until you're age 30 and been 9 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of the state for which he shall be chosen. And does that mean like a criminal or inhabitant? What that mean? Let me see. I gotta define that, y'all. Give me a second. Shit, I should have read the one where they interpreted for us, huh? Shit, god damn. But this is where they spoke back then, and I don't know what they're talking about. Where's that? No. Okay. A person or animal that lives in or occupies a place. Wait, maybe I must have read that wrong. Shall be an inhabitant. Okay. I read that wrong, y'all. I said, and who shall not when elected. Well, yeah, wait a minute. What? Okay, wait a minute. I did read it right. It says, I think it's 30 years down here. I think that's what it. No person shall be a senator who shall not have attained to the age of 30 years and been 9 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state for which he shall be chosen. Shall not. But the way they word it, I think that's what confused me. But they do say, no person shall be a senator who shall not have attained. So who shall not be an, I'm confused. but I'm assuming the way maybe I'm reading this wrong, y'all, but I'm gonna just go with what I think they basically saying. You have to be 30 and you have to live in the state in which you have been chosen to be the what it was representative. Is that what we talking about? No, we're talking about the senator. Okay. So the vice president of the United States shall be president of the Senate, but shall have no vote unless they are equally divided. Okay. The Senate shall choose, they got it with a U, not an O, their other officers, and also a president pro tempore. In the absence of the vice president, or when he shall exercise the office of president of the United States, the Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. Okay. Anyway, let's see what's important for us to know. Section 4. They talk about elections for senators and representatives. Okay. So the Constitution kind of goes by, it tells what the basics of how things are set up, how many representatives and senators, and for each state, and how old they can be, and their qualifications and things like that. And oh Lord. But then they had some amendments. So maybe let's go see. Oh, they don't have the amendments here. Let's see. They had some amendments to the Constitution, right? But I wonder if is that the full Constitution? I think that is. And so that's when the amendments come in, where they add things, taking things away, and that's what's important. Okay. The adding and the taking things away, because I think that was the full actual Constitution. And remember what I said, it didn't seem fair that they would give you the number, because they had to consider the fact that a state will grow, that an area will grow and get bigger. You know what I mean? Land mass wise, they already have land mass, but back then, you know what I mean, it was mostly land. But there wasn't that many settlement the way we got cities now, you know what I mean? So I think that's when the amendments come into. But that's the Declaration of Independence, y'all. And that's when we declared our independence from Europe over there, right? We was like, oh no, we gonna be our own people. We ain't no longer sending you our tax dollars for you to do over there. And you ain't gonna be able to tell us what to do over here. Okay, we our own. And then we went to war for that. Okay. And lots of people died. I think we're gonna be going to war again. It's gonna be right here in the United States, and we're gonna be fighting each other, and it's gonna be so silly. The silliest fights. It's gonna be just like it was back then, brother against brother. But you know why? Because we refuse to talk about history for real and understand history. When they taught us history, they told us it was so we won't repeat the same mistakes. And here we are today repeating the same mistakes because we're not actually teaching history. There's certain things that should be taught in every single grade. So by the time you get a certain grade, you remember this shit. That it shouldn't be where you taught it to me in 3rd grade or 5th grade, and here we are 12th grade, and we done forgot all that shit, right? We done forgot all that shit. It should be, there's certain things about our states, our government, and that we should know. And we should, by the time we're old enough to vote, we should understand the process. Nobody, they don't have to tell us who to vote for or tell us the policies and none of that, right? Which they didn't, and they don't. In fact, these people not even running on policies anymore. There's a lot, like, I don't think Republicans have had policy for over 10 years. They haven't run on no policy. Nothing, nothing. That's like they just keep running on the border. Okay, and then when they in charge, they do nothing with the border because it's not as simple. They do nothing, and then because they need those people to come in. We as Americans need these people to come in. Okay, because you don't want to get that cheap job, and let me tell you something. We're not even talking about just picking oranges and shit like that, and that's way past that shit. They talking about working at McDonald's and working in the grocery store. You keep voting that they don't have to pay you a livable wage, and then they know you don't want it. You're not gonna work that job for too long, working that cheap ass job for $7 because you might need 2 and 3 jobs. So they need them to come in and take them jobs. That's why you see them working at McDonald's and shit like that. Those are, and I keep saying those are the legal immigrants that's doing that. That's not the illegals. The illegal governments, illegal immigrants are not taking your jobs. That's the legal immigrants that's taking your jobs. And the reason they taking your jobs is because your dumb ass keep voting that we don't have to get a livable wage. And then, but at the same time, you don't want to work that job for that unlivable wage. And so we got a decision to make, and it's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be doable though. Nobody asking nobody to do nothing they can't do, because they keep asking us for more money for this, that, and the third. And yet we find a way to make it happen. We find a way to make it happen. And so if we can find a way to come up with that fucking money that we're not even making, then they can find a way to pay us the money that they are making. American citizens, learn your work, learn your value, and learn that you are powerful. But we're not powerful individually. We're powerful lumped up, grouped up. And so when they separate us, that's when they can take us down. That's when they can show how weak we are, or convince us that we're weak. But if you got a voting block of a certain amount of people in your area, and of course you need to know things like how many homes are in that area where that senator is running for. Somebody's running for senator in that area. You need to know how many people are there. And if you can talk to these people, y'all come together in some organization, whether you go through churches or whatever, different groups of people, committees and things like that, right? Jobs, you go there and you get those people voting. That's what they do all the time when you hear where the teachers of such and such stand behind the Democrats or the Republicans. They do that. That's called the voting block. That's what that is. The firemen of New York, they voting with Trump or whomever. That's a voting block. So we as people, we actually have the largest voting block that we can attain. You go in neighborhoods and you let them know what the policies are. You explain to them and you ask them, would you be willing to be a part of our voting block? You let them know what you're asking for. I'm going to go to this senator and I'm going to tell them that we want this, and this, right? And is that something you're into? Is that something you want? Really? So can we depend on you in November to vote our way? And when they give you the A-OK, now you add their name. You have them add their name. And then when you go to them people and say, look, this is how many people I got. I have 100,000 people. Here are all the names. And they are a part of our voting block. And this is what we want. And listen, if they want them 100,000 votes, then they need to agree with you. Now, this is the kicker. This is the most important part. Let's say they agree with you. They sit down with y'all and they say, yes, I will vote for that. That is what I will push when I get to Congress, right? Or wherever, right? Okay, cool. And then when they win, remember they get it 2 years. Depends on which one. If we talk about representative senators, right? If they get 2 years or 4 years, right? I think most of them 2 years. The president get 4 years, but 2 years. So when the different votes for what you told them you wanted, when they vote, it's all public record to see how everybody voted. You could go and see how everybody voted on everything they vote for. You could go and look that shit up. That's public record. And you see that these people, when it came up to that bill to get signed, to be approved, and you realize that the people told you they were going to vote one way, but they voted another way, you let them know, oh, we saw what you did us. We saw what you did. Even if the vote was going to lose anyway, we don't give a goddamn. He talking about, well, you don't understand political in DC. It's a little different. And so I voted the way, that I knew was going to win. And we don't give a damn. You wasn't supposed to vote the way you knew was going to win. You were supposed to vote the way the people who voted you in told you to vote. That's what you were supposed to do. But you don't understand. No, but we do understand. We understand that you're going to be fired come November. That's what we understand. We understand that you're going to be fired. And how do you fire them? You vote their ass out. You make sure you get another politician to run against them. Another politician who's in your same, like if it's a Democrat or a Republican, you get another one. Like, you do not let these people win, just automatically win because you are a Republican. Right? If you're a Republican and this is a Republican and they won just because that's the only Republican running, you failed. You were supposed to get somebody else, talk somebody else to say, hey, we need you to run against this person because this person keep running automatically. They keep winning automatically because Republicans are voting for Republicans. If nobody else run against this Republican, they automatically win. That's when so what I'm saying is we supposed to get our peoples and say, hey, what do you think about being the next representative? You meet the qualifications. I got a voting block of 100,000 people. We got you back. And then he or she run, and then you put your voting block behind them. And see, they gonna learn their lesson because they learned that the last person got fired. They didn't vote for them back in simply because they would not vote the way the people say vote. These people make good money, by the way. They get the best health care. They get paid good enough to live in DC and wherever the state you are in. They get enough money to travel back and forth to represent you. And then they go off the rails and y'all let them. Young people, y'all need to know. Y'all need to know what's going on. So when you become, some of y'all can run. I don't even know what's going on. We should have more Black women and men running. The easiest couple of 100,000, now you'll be making 6 figures just because you won. If you a local representative, wherever your state, like I was in Dover, right? When I want to go up there and talk to our senators and shit like that, I go right there to Dover. They've seen me. I can show you pictures and video of me talking to them people. Sitting in their room. I'm the only one in there, right? I'm the only one sitting in some of the times I would go there. I knew they was doing the vote on that day, and I was right there for them to see my motherfucking face. Because I have this voting block. You ain't got to be nobody special neither. And by the way, you can start a business. It's a nonprofit. You start a nonprofit where all you do is political stuff. And these people will pay you for your voting block. If you're a people person, you like getting out there knocking at doors. This is the year. This the year. This the year. And if I didn't have this long-term curve, I wouldn't be on this bitch right here. Okay. In fact, look, I'm thinking about getting my kids and starting my own thing with them, so I can pass it on to them, have them do the groundwork, knocking at the doors. Hey, are you this? Are you that? What are you for? Tell me what you're interested in. You find out what these people are interested in. Then you go back to them. If you can fit it into whatever you can fit it into. Maybe your voting block is for the Republicans. Maybe they got some independent that pops up out of nowhere and they are best. Like they're independent. And people are really not as complicated. It's not as cutthroat and down the line as, hey, you a Republican. Most people don't know what one they are. They just want to hear the policies. They just want to hear the fucking policies. Locally, that's where them independents can come in and they be doing good. Federally, it's a little difficult, but the good thing about an independent group is they can sway either way. The policy sound good, then we go with you. And it don't matter which side you. That's what independents are. And so a lot of Black people are independent, but because your daddy and everybody told you that you're Democrat, then you put Democrat. But I think if y'all not understanding when they say swing votes, those independent voters, it's more independent voters than either or. And that's who they're trying to win. Because see, they understand that Democrats are Democrats. Most people just gonna go Democrat because they just was told they Democrats, right? And then the others are Republicans. They mom Republicans, they dad's Republican, everybody Republican, so they're Republican. But then there's this, so they already set. They already set. And nothing wrong with that. They set, right? But there's more people who not set. They listening. They paying attention. They call themselves independents. And let me tell you, if you have not already registered, when you do, register as an independent. Register as an independent. Okay? Register as independent. And then make your choices as you see fit. But only make them as you see fit. What you see what I'm saying? Don't let them tell you nothing. Don't let me just tell you. When I tell you, I'm going to show you. And which we're going to start doing, right? We're going to get men and women up here. And hopefully we could get of all the sides if they welcome if they want to, if they feel like they could come up and hear, we could hear what they have to say. But don't come up if you're not ready for the questions to be thrown at you. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not letting nobody of no side come up and just say shit because we got questions for you. And then we ask you, hey, what did that person do when they was in office? They already showed you what they done. They've already showed you, and they're telling you that they're going to do more of the same of what they did before. This time they just might get away with a few things, though, because this time they learned their lesson. They're looking at people now. The people going to stand by them, willing to go to jail for them. Got them out of jail. You don't think some of the people who went to jail for him did they time? He over there celebrating these people and everything. Celebrating these people. I guess I could do 5 months too. If when I get out, this man might give me a good job, but I don't think people are looking at this long term. These people have ruined their careers. They got lawyers who've been indicted. They can't work as a lawyer for nobody. Man, it's sad as hell, baby. It's sad. That man, look, that man owed law firms millions of dollars, and they suing him. You got to be kind of crazy to be a law firm to work for him when you already know what it is. He had to pay everything up front. You know what they used to call that? Remember when they was walking around neighborhoods getting people to pay for pre-legal services? Like you was paying money every month just in case you needed a lawyer. And they know most people wasn't gonna need no lawyer. You know what I mean? But just in case you need a lawyer, you was paying. That's what he'll have to be. If I was a law firm, I would have to be like, oh, you going to give me 10 million right up the front. Okay. This man going through like $10 million every month just for all his legal woes. And guess who money he's spending? Republicans. Well, they're gonna be so you're not even gonna have. I'm gonna be able to afford a commercial against his ass, and he ain't gonna be able to afford a commercial to go against me because he's spending all his money that would be for his for him running. He's spending it on his legal woes. Anyway, that's what's happening, baby. Let me see. 7 articles in the Constitution. I went through some of them real quick, y'all. The amendments, though. See, I think it says 27 amendments. Here we go. So to what I basically read, I didn't read it all. Y'all know I skimmed through it, but here goes some of the amendments. Let's see. Constitution 101. Let's see. Man, these people be right. This tight. This shit is messed up. Let me see what this says. With the Constitution, the funding generation. No. Oh, okay. The founding. Is that a U in? Okay. The founding generation created the what? What that say, y'all? Is that all one word? Oh, that's 2 words. It looked like 3 words. I was about to say the greatest charter, but it says greatest charter of freedom in history of the world. I wonder why this shit is typed like this. This must be typewritten a long time ago. What? However, the founders also left future generations a procedure for continuing to improve it. The Article 5 Amendment, is that 5, right? That's a V, yeah. Okay, the Article 5 Amendment process. Over time, the American people have used this amendment process to transform, let me make it smaller so I can read it right. Process to transform the Constitution by adding a Bill of Rights, abolishing, abolishing, why they spelled like that? Is that right, y'all? Oh, that looked like a U, but that's L-I. Okay, abolishing slavery, promising freedom and equity, and extending the right to vote to women and African Americans. What does that say? Is that all told? Is that, I see a A. I'm not sure if that's 2 L's or if that's a U. But y'all think that's all told, or at first I thought looking at it, I'm thinking it could be also, but no. So maybe it's all told. Okay, I'm gonna just go with all told. I don't know. We have ratified 27 constitutional amendments across Americans' history. We can divide these amendments into 4 different periods of constitutional reform. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, Lord. Whatever font this is bad. Okay? They got the founding era, which is 1791 to 1804. It gave us our first 12 amendments, including the Bill of Rights. Okay. Then they got the Reconstruction era, 1865 to 1870, gave us three transformational amendments that many scholars refer to as our nation's second founding. These are the 13th, 14th, and 15th amendments. No. Notice the 60-year between gap. That's what I was gonna say that's a big difference between here and here. 1804 and 1865. That's a whole 61 year. Okay. So they are referring to it right here. And they say, notice the 60-year gap between the 12th and 13th amendments. A reminder that constitutional amendments often come in waves. Wow, that's 60 years. That's a whole lifetime. The progressive era. Y'all want to know why they call progressive, right? Y'all about to learn something about these words people using today. Oh, baby. Yeah, because I be wondering why they calling them progressive. These motherfuckers calling themselves modern, right? And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. When you're a modern day woman. You a modern day woman. Yeah, you're a modern day. But so what they want to go back to Reconstruction era, the black men. They want to go back to 1865, y'all. But I think if we fall back in there, I think there's some slavery back up in there. Slavery ending back up in that time. Yeah. And then a lot of bullshit with Jim Crow. But they don't know. The modern era, I think that's 1933 to 1962. That's the modern era. So these, look, they want to go, they call everybody modern, but we are in the modern day time. All the way from 1933. All the way from 1933. So unless they're going farther back than 1933, we are in the modern day time. Oh, Lord, but they don't know no better, y'all. They don't know. They just be as dumb as hell. And when I'm sitting up there and I'm questioning them, and they don't get it because they don't know no better. I'm like, well, if you don't want modern day, give me a time. You calling us modern day, and they tell me, well, Baum, you different. I'm talking about these modern day women. I'm like, I am a modern day woman. Nah, Baum. Like, nigga, I was born in 69. I'm like, you. And then when I try to explain it, they don't want to hear it. It just goes over, and they just make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. But them motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about. The modern era. Shit, my mama. So isn't the mama? My mom was, I think she was born in 45, maybe. Let me see, 69. My mom was born in 49. She's a modern day woman. Or was, until she passed away a few years ago. And these men are dumb as hell. Dumb as a fucking brick. Lord have mercy, y'all. Anyway, 1933 to 1992 is the modern era. Whoop, whoop. Added the remaining 8 amendments. It's just said little by little. Wow, that don't, y'all know that don't look like little by little. Okay, people gonna be listening to this, not watching, and y'all gonna think Mom can't read. I'm telling you, if you look at the screen right now, if you're not looking. I gotta guess some of this shit. That look like like it don't even, it look like a U, TTLE. And actually, the LE is don't even look like an LE, but I got close enough to say, okay, that's an LE. I'm like, okay. So I had to look at it and try to figure out what could it mean. So I see it now, little by little. Okay, between 1933 and 1992. What else? Yeah. And now it's been over 3 decades since our last constitutional amendment. 3 decades, y'all. We haven't had an amendment in 3 decades. But it is time for an amendment. Women's rights with our bodies. Because in case you didn't know, Roe versus Wade was overturned, right? And the reason is it's going to always be able to be overturned unless it turns into a part of the Constitution. If it doesn't become a part of the Constitution, they're going to always be able to find something to fight over. Now, I told y'all, the people who gave women the right to have abortions, they were Republicans. And I'm not talking about the Republicans before Black people became Democrats, right? I'm talking about today's Republicans are the ones who gave women right to have abortions. Today's Republicans. As soon as they fought for years and years and years, many years. That was when they started putting that on as their agenda, that's what they fought for. When they won, soon as they won, the next election year, they started to fight to get rid of abortion. And that's the wave of how things done. And you know what else is not in our Constitution? About our borders. Immigration is not in the Constitution. And as long as it's not in the Constitution, it's always going to be up for a fight. It's always they're going to be able to, you could get a great, you could get something put in law for immigration, and it doesn't matter. It is one of the things that they could fight for. They're going to choose no matter what. That's just how it's done in politics. Something that could be fought for, but the only way it's etched in stone is if it become a part of our Constitution. That is how this shit works. Okay? When it becomes part of the Constitution. Anyway, I hope y'all learned something at least about the goddamn modern day women. Yeah, you modern day men. Your mama, your grandpappy, and your great granddaddy. They all are modern day people. Because that's the era in which we're in. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, Lord, I cannot go on reading this. I'm sorry, y'all. My eyes is looking at this shit. I'm not sure if these are V's or U's or O's. Like, anyway, let me see what it says here. Adding 12 amendments in less than 2 decades. The Bill of Rights. The first 10 amendments, authored primarily by James Madison, were proposed by the first Congress and ratified shortly thereafter, of course. This is our Bill of Rights. Let's go look and see what the Bill of Rights is. I don't know what the hell. I clicked on that and that shit took me here. I guess let's see what the Bill of Rights is. I can't read that shit no more. I'm sorry, y'all. I cannot. My head is killing me now. Look, my head was always hurt. I can look at that. Okay, at least. Oh Lord, what does that? Against certain groups. Okay, bigotry. Okay, I can't do it, y'all. Let me take some medicine. Quit. Let me find the Bill of Rights in at least in something I can read. I cannot. My head is killing me. I gotta stop looking at that. What is this? Okay, nothing. Let me put. Oh Lord, that was bad. That was bad. That is bad. What is the Bill of Rights? What is simplified bill? The simplified. Maybe we could look at the simplified. That sounds like something where they shorten it. The amendments guarantee the right of freedom from establishment of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of association, freedom for people to get together peacefully, and freedom for people to send petitions to their government. Okay. I guess that's the simplified version of what the Bill of Rights kind of give you. The first 10 amendments are the Bill of Rights. Okay. I can't click on that. I need it. Let me see if they give us anything other than that. In this. They did a Massachusetts compromise. In December 1787 and January 1788, 5 states, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut, ratified the Constitution with relative ease. Though the bitter majority report of the Pennsylvania opposition sometimes I have to do that. I'm sorry, y'all. Opposition. Okay, where was I? Well, let me make it big. I'm sorry, so I can see it better myself. Where was I? Pennsylvania opposition. Opposition was widely circulated. In contrast to its predecessors, the Massachusetts Convention was angry and contentious. At the point of erupting into a fist fight between Federalist delegate Francis Dana and anti-Federalist Ambridge Gerry, when the latter was not allowed to speak. Like they're gonna talk about Samuel Adams and John Hancock, which y'all may not know the signature when somebody say, "Give me your John Hancock." Okay, put your John Hancock on it, baby. Put your John Hancock. If I'm correct, he was the first to sign something. I think it was the Constitution, or maybe the Bill of Rights. I'm not sure. Okay. Madison proposed amendments. There's always some anti-something. Let me see what it says here. Okay. Approval of the Bill of Rights in Congress and the states. 17 articles approved by the House, August 24th, 1789. It said the first, I'm not reading up. At least the same. I think let me look. Wait. Ratification stat. Let me see. No, look like there's some changes. 17 articles approved by the House. But 17 was approved by the House. And looked like only 12 was approved by the Senate. Right? And then 12 articles approved by Congress. So it looks like it was the House gave 17 articles. Okay. But only 12 looked like went in. That was in 1798. Okay. Let me see. No longer. Okay, so this is a second article, and it has to do with the Congress people getting paid, the senator, with people getting paid. Okay, so second article, let me see, no law varying the compensation of the services of citizen shall take effect until the election of. So it was passed there, and I'm trying to see what the difference is. So it looks like the Senate, House brings something forward, Senate made a couple of changes, and then the Congress voted it as the way the Senate gave it to them on most of these things. You see where you will see where it's smaller here, but they may have added something here, smaller there, they added something here, or taken something away. It's bigger here and they took things away here. Okay. And so the 10th article, a trial of all crimes, except in the case of impeachment and in cases arising in the land or naval forces or the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger, shall be by an impartial jury. Oh, let's see what they're talking about. What they're talking about. What are they talking about? The trials and things like that. But yeah, that's what they talk about in this. They're talking about criminality and things like that here. Grand jury. They talking about grand juries and stuff like here in this right here. Okay, so they talk. Now this article 7th article, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. No warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath and affirmation. When I do that, it's like I'm wiping out what I was trying to say. I clear it out from my board in my brain, and then I can say it correctly. So it's affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. And this is very important for us to know, right? And so that's 7th article. Okay. The 6th article, though, it looked like that's what it was. That's how it was brought forward from the House, right? Am I right? Yeah, the House. Okay. Now the Senate. Let's see what they did to it. The right of the people to secure their it's the same. So it looked like they kept it the same, and it got passed. Let me find one. And this one, no soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. That one got passed. Now this one was changed. So I'm gonna read it the way it went through the who that is at the top. Look, I keep getting them mixed up. The House. Okay, so this one was changed. Which one is it? Congress shall make no law establishing religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, nor shall the rights of conscience be infringed. That's how they brought it. By the time it got to Senate, I think it's Senate next, they added, and this is what it said: Congress shall make no law establishing articles of faith and a mode of worship, or prohibiting the free exercise of religion, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. So you see what happened? And so it originally started this small, and then when it went on, they added to it and made it this big. And then it went through Congress and passed. Okay. There was another one though that I thought was, I think this one. Yeah. So this is one that we need to know too. The 5th article. A well-regulated militia composed of the body of people, being the best security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, but no one religiously scrupulous. How you say that word? I don't even know how to say it, even if I blank out my mind, y'all. Anyway, of bearing arms, but no one religiously. They're talking about like if you with your religion you a bad person. They're saying that no one religiously bad of bearing arms shall be compelled to render military service in person. That's what they tried to put forth, but this is what ended up being. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. See all that unnecessary shit about religion, throwing religion and all that in it? They took that out. Okay. So they just kept it simple and it was passed. Okay. So we know that's the 4th article. And I think there's one other. No. They added for this one. I think if I'm correct, some of these I know, like I don't know word for word, but I know what they're about. I think this one might be where you get third, like that double jeopardy and stuff like that. I think that's what that one may pertain to. Like if you go to court and get found not guilty, and then they try to try you again for the same shit later, then they got this thing called double jeopardy, and they can't do that. I think that's what that one was about. But anyway, that's the Bill of Rights. We got Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is it is a part of the Constitution, but they bills and they say, hey, you got the right to not be searched and seized, and that if they want to search your home, that they have to have a warrant. And by the way, if a police knock at your door, you don't have to let them in, and you don't even have to walk out and they can't pull you out. And if they do pull you out, because we do see them breaking all these rules and regulations, right? That's why they get sued. And when they get sued, you get lots of money, right? But is the money important? The money is important. Don't let them get away with that shit. That's how you punish them. If you let them get away with it, then you let them get away with it, and they're going to do it again and again and again. Some of these people, they don't want you to know your rights. If you don't know your rights, then you don't have no power. You don't have no power. You don't know it, so they can do whatever they want. And then sometimes they arrogant, because even when you tell them you know that they can't do something, then they want to show you one better, that yeah, in fact, I can do it, and I ain't gonna get no repercussions behind it. And then usually they don't, because even if they get fired and shit, they gonna end up getting a job in another police precinct. But we gotta stop that. We gotta do that. We the people. Government do not control us. We supposed to control the government. The government make sure that they do what we want them to do, with the majority of us, with our vote, tell them to do. They don't get to go and make rules against us. You the one who making those rules in your city. If they got a goddamn law in your city, your state, that's because you put them people in place for them to make them laws. Okay? You did that. You did that. And if you don't like that they're doing something, then you got to come together as a people and say, we don't like this law. This right here, this don't benefit none of us. If you don't do that, though, they're going to continue doing what they do, baby. And I'm just saying, and you ain't even got to be a criminal in today's society. Once you turn 25, you could just enter politics. That's what you do. Now you're not a criminal anymore. Now you just a politician. 25. What's the sense of selling drugs when you could become a politician and get that money signing laws and rights and shit so you could be a legal drug dealer, right? You could say, well, on Sundays in this city, we're gonna make it legal to sell some drugs. You you done got your people in the back and y'all done signed that into law. And now the people who know it, they go on Sundays in that location and they sell their drugs and they ain't gotta worry about a goddamn thing. And if y'all think I'm saying something exaggerating right now, y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know. That's all. Y'all just don't know. They can get away with certain things at certain times. Police won't even go around around that time because it's legal for people to do what they're doing in that area at that time. Man, please. Listen, I might get in trouble for talking about some of the shit I know. Some of the shit I know, baby. You be shocked. Okay? Be to put me and my kids, my whole family in danger. Talking about some of the shit I done heard these men inform me. Okay? Anyway, so there go our First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment. I went through a lot of the amendments in case y'all didn't know when I was going through this chart here. These are the Bill of Rights, which are, by the way, amendments. When they were ratified, they became an amendment, okay, to our Constitution. So, yes, and that's how that shit worked. Now I'm done with this goddamn thing right here. I'm about to go. What time is it? It's 3 something. If y'all decide y'all want to talk more about this, anybody want to come up? If y'all want to come up, let me get the chat. Y'all might not even be here. It might be just me talking to myself because I know I'm talking about something serious. You know what I mean? But I think it's important for us to at least know some of these things. You know what I mean? If you know some of these things, it's helpful. I think it's important that you know, not that you possibly know, like you just need to understand. You need to know your Bill of Rights. You need to know your rights. Those are your rights that you are guaranteed as an American citizen. But the thing is, you don't even have to be an American citizen, but you on American soil, they have these rights too. Okay? Once they on this soil. And so if you understand that, then now you will understand immigration. If you understand once somebody hit this soil, they have rights inherited, just given to them. As soon as they put a pinky toe on the U.S. soil. Right? That's just what it is. They could be from anywhere they want to be. They put a pinky. Now they got the rights. Yes, they have the right to a jury, a trial by jury. They have a right not to be seized and searched, right? And they'll ask you, right? They have a right. They have rights to these things. And if you don't like that, well, it's too late because that's in the Constitution. It's too late for that one. Okay, don't make no sense to be fighting over shit that just is what it is and have always been. Don't get mad because it's there. It's just there. Get used to it. Now, you want to be mad about some shit, be mad about people who know that to be their rights. So they put them on buses, planes, automobiles, and all kinds of ships and shit and ship them to other parts of the country where they know that city or that state gonna have to take care of them people because of the rights that they have. It would have been easier to let them people come over here and go wherever they was going, probably finding possible family members and things like that, so they can not do it on our dime. But I want y'all to know, them Republicans did that shit. And now people complaining, they getting this amount of money. No, they're not getting that, but what they're doing is saying, well, we got to put them up in a place to live, then it's costing $2,000 a month to house these people. But if the Republican governors and shit wouldn't have done any of that shit, we wouldn't be flipping the bill. They would have been out here just figuring out how to live, doing it the way black people do it, figuring out how we gonna live, how we gonna pay these bills, how we gonna do this, right? The government, when the government put them people on them boats, on the planes and shit, did you know they took control, possession of those people, and now we are required to feed and house them. They did that shit. They did that shit. Them people come over here on under the gates, or however they get over here. I don't know. Our government do not take responsibility because we have no responsibility to them. In fact, we can send them back where they came from. But once we put them on buses, we took possession of them. Once we did that and we put them in a place that we know they know nothing about, we now have to deal with that. So don't be pointing that shit at the goddamn at the Democrats, baby. The Democrats just got to do what they got to do because they ain't got no choice. You point that shit at them fucking Republicans who caused that shit in your city. You better know the Bill of Rights. You need to know this Constitution. You need to understand that just being human in this country, you have rights. Now, with that said, I'm going because I think hubby just got home. Okay. And then I may be back to drag some people because they got some people I got to drag. And listen, she not going to be shocked about this. She not going to be shocked. Okay, so she telling everybody, I don't even, Bomb don't even like me. I'm thinking, I don't even know you. She's everywhere trying to get some of motherfucking attention. She used my name every chance she get, though. She used my name every chance she get. Bomb don't like you, huh, girl? If I didn't like you, you would know it. You would absolutely know. You would know it. Okay, you just a whining ass little bitch. Okay, but that's another conversation, y'all. Y'all know what it is over here at the Bomb Squad, baby. We could do some educational conversations. We could talk about history. We could talk about the future, baby. We could talk about anything: cooking, cleaning, sewing. We could talk about sex. We could talk about men and women, how we come together or how we stay apart, and then we could drag people to. You never know what you're going to get on this channel. This is that channel, baby. It's called the Bomb Squad, baby. That's what we do over here. And listen, so don't be shocked if the next stream is about me cussing somebody straight the F out. Don't be shocked. Don't think, ooh, she was being educational last time and now she cussing. Yeah, that's Bomb Cherry, baby. That's what it is, okay? Have you some fun. Sit back, drink, sip on some tea, hot cocoa, or you could sip on that goddamn marijuana stick, baby. We don't care over here. But listen, it is what it is. Okay? And I'm going to have to beat some of these women upside their goddamn head because they're going to have to leave me alone. Okay? Anyway, hubby just came in. Okay? We'll talk about this later. Oh, and for you men who seem interested in the politics chat, I know we got Mr. Kev, we got Mr. Bomb, we got Mr. Music, we got Silent. We probably get Devastating to come over here. I might even go invite some of the men on the other side over there. Come over, have a politic talk with the men. We might do that on Saturday. I heard somebody else said, but you know, that ain't gonna last because they always do some shit like that. That channel, look, that's you can't depend on him. Plus, he said he didn't know what he was talking about anyway. Don't even make no sense. Okay, they always think they're doing something nobody else have done or will do. But we will do it over here. Okay, so I'll see y'all. I'll probably be back.